Hey Gut Feeler family, today we're going to talk about food cravings, especially cravings for bread and cravings for carbs. That's a question I get frequently when changing your diet. What can you do? How can you overcome them? And why do you have them in the first place? What does it mean? What does your body want to tell you with this? There are two major things that are important here for this video and also for answering those questions. Number one has to do with your microbiome, and number two has to do with what your body really needs regarding carbohydrates. Let's start with the microbiome. Whenever you change your diet, let's say you are somebody who loves bread. I have clients who are like, oh my God, I have my eggs in the morning with my bread. I really like that, but they want to overcome their chronic health issues. So what to do? Now they leave out the eggs, they leave out the bread, and they bring in more fruits, but then they feel this craving. They want these carbs, they want the simple carbs, the bread, to fill them up, to make them comfortable. This is totally normal, guys. Cravings are not bad in and by itself. They show you something. And what do they show you? Whenever you change your diet and you make a major shift in your diet, there's still the bacteria. That's what I mean with the microbiome. This is the bacteria that you have in your digestive tract. That's the composition that is unique to you. A lot of those bacteria build up because they are eating eggs, they're eating bread. If you now change your diet, different strains of bacteria get nourished and they need to grow, but there's still this imbalance from the other bacteria. So the egg digesting or the egg feeding bacteria, this is going to signal you, oh my God, I want my eggs, I want my bread, I need my wheat. Where the other bacteria that break down fructose, that break down fiber, they are not yet that strong. This is the same thing, for example, let's go for celery juice again. In the beginning, for me personally, I know that I hated the taste. I was like, blah, especially for breakfast, this salty stuff. And then after a few days, I actually wanted it. I craved it. And I hear that again and again from clients, from gut feelers, that the taste changes. And why the taste changes is because of your microbiome. We think we can do that all from here, from our mind, but actually we are bacteria, we are viruses, we are fungi. We are not as human as we think. So those signals of cravings for bread, they are just old stuff. This is because your microbiome changes. You want to, however, make sure that your body is fueled with nutrients and with healthy glucose, which brings us to point number two. So point number one was that your microbiome is changing. It's a normal thing that you crave the old foods that you ate before. This is going to change. And number two has to do with carbs in general. Now there are bad carbs and there are good carbs. I made a separate video about this, which I'm linking up here for you. Carbs in general are not bad. If you eat simple carbs, if you eat processed sugar and wheat, that's bad. That's feeding pathogens, that's feeding chronic illnesses in your body. But that doesn't mean that all the carbohydrates are bad in by itself. So think about sweet potatoes, starchy vegetables. Think about fruits, which have a lot of healthy glucose. Even brown rice, if you can break down grains already, well, can be all right. Or gluten-free oats, or millet, or amaranth, or quinoa, things like that, buckwheat. Number two is that your body needs those healthy carbohydrates, needs the healthy glucose. Why? Because it's essential for you, for your healing. Your liver needs glucose to recover, to lower down the inflammation that you have from the toxicity in the body, that you have from viruses like Epstein-Barr. And then your brain really is craving for glucose because it cools the nervous system down. And then there are the keto and paleo diet who says like, oh my God, no carbs, carbs are bad. And you might be on a keto diet and then you eat carbs and you feel bad. The reason is not because of the carbs. The reason is because carbohydrates and fat, they really don't go well together. If you eat high fat foods, nuts and fruits together, so banana and nuts, that's not a good combination. Why? Because this will make sure that your blood sugar level spikes and it stays up for a longer period of time. If you just eat for a watermelon on an empty stomach, which is high in glucose and has a lot of healthy sugars, it will go like this, your blood sugar, and then it will go down again. And a watermelon digests in 20 minutes. So fruits are one of the easiest way to get healthy glucose, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar level if you eat it on an empty stomach, if you eat the fruit alone, not together with protein and fat, because your body needs different enzymes and different bacteria to break down fats, carbohydrates, or proteins. So the best thing to get those healthy carbohydrates in is to eat them in a mono meal, or you eat potatoes together with vegetables, whatever healthy carbs you want to include in your diet, but make sure fat and sugar don't go together. Summary, what to do when you experience cravings for bread, cravings for carbohydrates. Your body needs those carbohydrates, but the choice is yours if you choose the good ones or the bad ones. And your microbiome is changing. It's a normal thing that you feel you crave for the old foods that you ate before. Also when you're changing to a less fatty diet. So patience, bring those healthy carbohydrates in. Don't starve your body, your brain, and your liver and your gut. Know that your microbiome is changing. It can be a week, it can be a few days. You're going to feel the differences. And if your brain knows what's happening, it's easier for you to implement that in your daily life. Now I want to know from you in the comments below, which is your favorite healthy carbohydrate? Maybe that's a fruit, maybe that's a root vegetable, or a gluten-free grain. Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear. And I see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.